In this video, I'm going to be talking about the differences between steroid and non-steroid hormones. Mostly steroid and mostly non-steroid. By some amino acid derivatives act like steroids, like vitamin D is an example of a steroid, and some amino acid derivatives act like proteins, like PTH. Both of these are hormones we've talked about in different videos. Steroid hormones are made from cholesterol, whereas protein hormones are proteins. It's kind of in the name. And so I'm going to start by talking about the steroid hormones. So the steroid hormones, when they need to get to places, well, they can't just hop into a blood vessel and go, because they're made from cholesterol, which is hydrophobic. And so what happened is it would end up getting stuck on the cell wall, or the vessel wall over here, and unable to move, making it kind of useless. So what needs to happen for a steroid to get to wherever it needs to go is it needs to find a transport protein to take it there. When it gets on its transport protein, it can move it through the blood vessel without fear of being stuck on the wall to wherever the desired spot is. Now, this might seem like a pretty big drawback to using steroids, because it's important to be able to get to places without having to waste energy making proteins to do so. But they do have an advantage, which is when they get over to the cell wall, which is made of phospholipids, which are also hydrophobic, which means they're lipid-philic, they can pass straight through the cell wall with ease and not even have to worry about it. Once inside the cell, these steroids connect to some sort of receptor protein and make their way over to the nuclear envelope, which is also a barrier similar to the cell wall, which you need to be hydrophobic to get through. So the calcium and its protein that's bound to pass through this nuclear envelope with ease and make their way over to the DNA, where they do whatever it is they were sent to do. And that about describes the steroid proteins. So the other hand you have, or the steroid hormones. The other hand you have non-steroid hormones, like the proteins, like PTH. And so when PTH, a protein, comes to the blood vessel, well, it's fine. It just makes its way through with ease. No need to build another protein to take it there. The issue with these non-steroids are when they get to the cell wall. They can't pass through it. No matter how hard they try. They can't do it. Which means that they have to find their way to a receptor protein that has embedded itself in the wall, so that they can say, hey, I'm here. And the receptor protein will be like, we'll send a signal into the cell. It causes a cascade, a Rube Goldberg type machine, to activate, which causes something to happen in the cell. Something will do something, a lot of somethings, to get the desired result. And so that's how the proteins, the non-steroids, do their job. So they each have their pros and cons, and so it really comes down to what processes need to be done where you see the different ones.